What's up everyone? My name is Orca and in today's video I'd like to discuss a topic that's been raised a few times around the Destiny community here and there. Namely, taking a break from Destiny. First things first, I'd like to apologize for the background noise of the video as I am recording this in the middle of a thunderstorm. But on to the video. So, for context, I'd like to say up front that Destiny is probably my favorite video game from the past near decade of playing games. Probably even a contender for favorite game ever, but that's a discussion for another time. Back on topic. I got a few games inserting themselves for a month or two as my favorite game for a time, such as FF7 Remake or God of War Ragnarok, or more recently, Honkai Star Rail. What can I say? I like me some sci-fi games, but I always find myself going back to Destiny as my main game. So, with that being said, I recently had an extended break from Destiny. I had planned on this break to happen for personal and family reasons, but due to some unexpected stuff happening, third world internet, this hiatus kept going and going until I hadn't realized that I was away for a couple of months already. And when I finally came back to Destiny, woo, boy, was there a lot to process and take in all over again. I remembered exactly why I felt burnt out. The constant need to grind for reskinned weapons or the grind to try and get all your seasonal achievements done. I mean, the FOMO is definitely real, but the rewards were starting to get repetitive or didn't feel worth the time and effort. Not to mention that around the same time, my clan was also feeling burnt out, so we stopped doing constant raids since that's where most of us have gear that we want. And yes, I know not everyone can raid, so it sometimes feels like a privilege that I get to raid at all. Not everyone can find a group of 6 friends to raid, let alone play at the same time. And LFG for raids in Destiny can feel like playing Russian roulette. You win some, you lose a lot. That's why I've elected to miss raids for weeks rather than deal with LFG. But I'm starting to get sidetracked. We're here to discuss taking a break from Destiny. So, I realized that coming back to Destiny after a long break wasn't like riding a bike where your muscle memory just kicks in after a minute. Well, not for me anyway, and I assume for a bunch of other players too. Destiny just takes time to get familiar with again for me, especially with all the updates, changes, and supposed fixes that constantly happen. But here's the thing, taking a break from Destiny isn't bad. Could even turn out to be quite healthy, as I've recently experienced. The biggest thing is helping with burnout. Destiny can be an intense game, especially if you're someone who plays it a crap ton like me. But after stepping away for a bit, it actually refreshed me, and all of the things that I mentioned earlier that burnt me out just felt enticing again. What I considered grinding before I took a break started to feel not necessarily fresh, but definitely more bearable. Bearable enough for me to actually ask for friends or clanmates to grind for again. Next point, friends. Now, I know we have solo Destiny players out there, and some of you might enjoy it that way. You do you. But coming back to friends whom you haven't played with for a couple of months is absolutely energizing. It just felt nice to be with the people you spend your time with. I can't underestimate the energy you get from your friends, in game or otherwise. Moving on. I realized that playing other games specifically made me miss the things that Destiny does do right. For all its faults and shortcomings, Destiny does a lot of things really well, and it's never more apparent than when you're playing another game that tries to do the same thing. Tries to be Destiny, but just falls short, it just falls flat on its face. The community can sometimes feel like they're the best, while other times they're toxic AF. Makes me think that I've taken Destiny and all of its features and innovations over the years for granted. The feel of Destiny as you control your Guardian just can't be beat, in my opinion. It's kind of like when I had to drive another car when I was away for so long, and I just had to deal with it, but no matter how much I changed the seat height or the backrest, nothing compares to getting back to your own car and just have that comfy familiarity in your hands and feet. weird analogy that only people who drive can probably understand, but that's really the best way I can describe going back to Destiny after a long time. So now, I'd like to point out what Destiny does really well, or at least much better than other games that I've played over the years. Number one, community engagement. Bungie devs get a bad rap for every mistake they do, and it kind of feels like the player base puts them under a microscope and just scrutinizes every move they make. Still, they make the effort to put out TWABs, that's This Week at Bungie article for all you new lights, and more recently, just random updates that happen multiple times a week. Very few games do this for their player base. Number two, they have a pretty good track record when it comes to pay to win. Say what you will about the Eververse store, but I don't think Bungie ever released a package that outright gave players an advantage, be it weapons or armor, that you couldn't grind for free with a little time and effort. And in that respect, Bungie has my approval. Number three, they take player experience and more specifically, cheating seriously. Listen, the PvP experience is already rough enough as it is, even without cheaters ruining it for everyone else. And with cheaters in your lobby, just forget about it. It's just not enjoyable at that point. But just recently, they got creators of cheats to pay like $12 million or somewhere around that range. And it doesn't seem like Bungie will be stopping their hunt for cheaters anytime soon. Number four, and this is the biggest one for me, the feel of Destiny as a game in general. I've told my friends and peers this all the time, and I'll say it again. I've never played an FPS game that feels as good as Destiny, especially on controller. Mouse and keyboard feel great, but the gap between the competitors can really be felt when you use a controller playing Destiny. And these are only some of the things that I can think of at the moment, but you get my point. So, now that I'm back playing Destiny, I can confidently echo what a lot of other YouTubers have been saying as well. Take a break from Destiny for a while, and if you need to go touch grass and spend time with your loved ones, just do it. It really helps recharge the passion for Destiny. But now it's time to get back to the grind with fully charged batteries, literally and figuratively. I'm excited to see what Bungie has in store next for us in the future. What do you think? Do you agree with this take? Have you ever stepped away from Destiny and just felt different coming back to it? Let me know in the comments below. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more Destiny content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one.